Alright, it all comes down to this. We wanted it to come down to this, though. The playoffs, that's what we're looking for. That's what we strove for to begin the season. Schedule time. Check out the playoff standings, the playoff scheduling. We're facing the in-division, intra-division rival Jammers, and then either the Sneakers or the Chuckers. Two teams that I'm very afraid of. So if we do make it past just the first round of the playoffs, we will face either of those teams. Let's get going. I'm afraid to look at the league leaders right now. I might afterwards, just because last time my computer stopped when I pressed that button. So let's go. We are playing not at our home court or anybody's home court. We're playing at a neutral site, tournament style action. I believe it's some high school.
Basketball fan.
And it is the Memorial High School. We actually have a good amount of fans here today to support us. Pablo Sanchez, if you remember, is on this team, averaging 10 points, along with two other guys averaging 10. I got a phone call to commence. Did not get the tip. I wasn't in the rhythm. I wasn't in the flow. Stretch starts off with a steal for us. And my heart's fluttering a little bit. It hasn't been throughout
Let's see some D.
in the entire season. I'm scared out of my mind here with Pablo Sanchez guarding me. And it's finally stolen. So it was just about time where it was just a matter of time, excuse me, not about time. And that's a good foul. I was afraid it was Pablo breaking away there. And they're not going to throw it into the backcourt. Instead, they get a close entry pass, and Stretch already has two fouls, setting them up underneath the basket. Not a good spot for us. We're going to try to sequester them. They have nowhere to pass that one into. So you got to watch out for Pablo's speed in this game. Get it to a better ball handler in Vicky, hopefully. There we go. And the first 2 points of the playoffs go to us on a nice glass backboard with a cushion at the bottom. That's nice to see. The space between the basket and it's a little hard to follow these guys on the screen in this gym for some reason. It's a strange gym. So get into Vicky, get it ahead to her. Blazing by Pablo Sanchez. Oh, you're going to stop me? Can't stop the Vicky. Vicky lays it up and in. I'm not caring about stats right now. In the playoffs, stats go out the window. Just care about overall team stats. You don't care where you're getting the points from. Jocinda, you got height. You got the hands, and that's a foul on Raphael Hendricks. A hard foul. Yeah, he's making us earn it, that's for sure. Jocinda gets the pass. Gets a shot at the rim. That's going to be short. Try to intercept it, get Vicky in front of Pablo here. Nope, not so much luck there. And 1:26 left in the first quarter. I'm going to call it timeout real quick. So we're going to go with, I'm going to put Ahmed in, and then I'm going to put Stephanie in. Add a little bit more speed to the lineup. The key for my win last time against the Jammers was getting Pablo out of the lineup. Stephanie's got the ball, not as fast as Pablo. Still's getting it up, getting it in. So good shot by Stephanie Morgan, rising up over short Pablo, but Pablo's a quick one. And that's a steal by Stephanie. That's a bad shot. We don't want those shots. That's a steal by Jocinda Smith. Right back at you, Jammers. And I have a feeling this is going to be a hotly contested game against the Jammers because of Pablo Sanchez's speed. Jocinda puts one up, and she knocks it home. That's her jumper, her 8-foot jumper right in the middle of the lane. That's her thing. Obviously, we took out the Jammers one time this season by only a margin of 2 points, and the next time we faced them, we blew them out of the water. But we want to keep in mind that they are a good opponent. And that was a bad shot. They were competitive throughout this entire year in the standings. And Ahmed actually hits a mid-range J. That's not his primary game on offense. I would say he's more of an outside shooter, even though it's not the greatest. That's why that's not his primary game right there, just to say the least. And Raphael Hendricks is not helping his team out, throwing another one away. I'm going to get it to head to Ahmed. He's obviously a little bit tired out. Get it to Stephanie. You got 11 seconds on the clock. See if he can't get to the hoop. Ahmed gets to the hoop. Limping on one leg. That's all you got to do, though, is work and work, and he gets to the hole. And that's going to be passed to himself. And not an opportunity for a final shot, but we do go ahead with a 8-point lead, and the Jammers are shooting 100%. Not because they've been jamming. Just they're shooting 100. And I'm going to go back to the starting lineup. Jocinda's still going to have to stay in there. She is the MVP. She's got to be in the game for us. That's not going to be getting you MVP. That's not getting you MVP either, Raphael Hendricks, who's come out in this game with a couple turnovers, to say the least. Trying to stay ahead of Stretch, see what kind of defender he is here. He already has a foul on him, on his person today. That's a pass to Jocinda Smith. She's got a contested shot in the second block of the game for Raphael Hendricks. Another block for Hendricks, but we do retain possession. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Can he draw iron? He does, but that's not going to be to no avail. And Pablo Sanchez is off to the races. And that's kind of a scary Marlin sitting up there. I mean, that thing's kind of perilous. What are you going to do if that thing falls? It's got a sharp tip at one of the ends. You don't want the liability. And, whoa, 3-time state champs at this high school. This is the UCLA. And kids, yes, I know recently UCLA hasn't quite been the basketball powerhouse that it once has been, but they still hold the NCAA record for most championships, and that's usually money in the bank right there. And that's a good foul by Vicky. But 3 high school championships in succession, I believe, from one school, quite a feat. And mind you, this was made in, I think, and that's a steal. We're having some problems with the turnovers here lately, and that's back to a 4-point deficit for the Jammers. Not good for, not gotten now. Bad news for us. I'm just going to skip the not good. And that is good. And I like the balcony in the high school gym. There's a gym in our conference, high school, that has a balcony. I think that's cool. I prefer the balcony on the baselines, though. And talking about weird court alignments on the baseline, Jocinda gets blocked, but it ends up rolling in. You look at Vanderbilt's Coliseum, Memorial Coliseum, is it? I'm not sure. Regardless, get the steal. Somehow Pablo's tall enough to make that catch, and that's a swat. Fly swatter. That's another swat. Where's he going? Vicky Kawaguchi called for the out of bounds, or tipping out of bounds, but nonetheless, great defense. And that's a solid bank shot. Bringing out the Jason Kidd NBA Finals from like 8 years ago when he just kissed one off the glass from an angle that was very obtuse. Definitely not a right angle. And I'm finally going to take out, and I'm going to keep Ahmed down low. Not that there's a huge distinction between Ahmed and Stephanie being able to play the center position. That's just what I'm going to go with. Ahmed pops from about 8 feet. He puts it up and in using the glass with skill, perfection. Vicky gets a steal. Oh, the little shake and bake, by Vicky. That's going to be short. Not enough legs on that shot. I'm sensing it. He's going for Pobbs. Rising up at the apex of his leap. He's got the touch. He's got the membership roll. What was I getting at? Vanderbilt's gym where they play men's basketball at. The benches are on the baseline, which is crazy to look at. And that gym is just quirky all around. And I think that's cool. But that's just the weirdest thing, and that's a bomb, having your benches on the baseline. So Stephanie, a little bit more juice in her legs than Pablo, getting a rub from Vicky. And with the high layup, that's going to buy us a couple more seconds to keep them off shooting opportunity, and they do not get a shot off as they're still shooting 100% from within the 3-point arc. We're not shooting our greatest percentage of the year, but we do have a 9-point lead. I'm going to go stretch, and I'm going to put Jocinda in. Have a little bit slower of a lineup, although I wouldn't say this is slow. Ahmed definitely brings our team speed down compared when you look at all of our players together. Thank you for switching, Pablo. His stretch being guarded by Pablo is a disaster. Bakel. And if he can get the shot off, he gets it off. Will it go in? And no, he does not get the roll. Who fouled him? Because if Pablo fouled him, that would have been an understandable foul. Raphael Hendricks probably has the height where he wouldn't need to foul, and that was apparently there's a backboard right here as well, because that ball doesn't bounce out of bounds and it somehow comes right back to us. We get 2 more points. A coach's nightmare. Other team hitting the front end of their free throw and then getting the rebound and knocking another one and stretch. 2 straight air balls. Thankfully this is a neutral court. We're not getting any student section here either that's yelling air ball. So trying to get a rub by Stretch, and Pablo Sanchez got 2 fouls. He's also got 13 points. Definitely been a factor in this game. Jocinda rises up. Jocinda knocks it down from the corner. Probably the longest shot we've made or attempted this year. I'm not sure. But nice short corner J right there by Jocinda Smith. Her priority for me, in my eyes, is hitting that mid-range shot. That's a pass, and that's a problem. One of the things I've noticed about Pablo Sanchez in all the games, his height, maybe not soccer as much, his height hurts in baseball. Line drives he's not able to go out and get. Even high bouncing ground balls he cannot reach. Same here if you're looking at basketball, and that is height's no problem there, and he gets the roll right over the front of the rim. So 14 seconds still. I'm going to go with the sub. Stephanie Morgan got great ball handling skills. I'm going to have her take it to the hole. I was thinking about going to Jocinda, but I'm going to lay in. Pablo, does that say 1899 or 1888? Okay, if that says, that probably is meant to say 1999, but you can see how I'm thinking. Oh, and that was a smart yet dumb pass. Trying to get it to a better ball handler. Ended up biting me in the bosom. So I'm going to call a timeout now. 10-point lead. Trying to keep it above that just to be safe. Stretch, I'm going to take you out right now, and I'm going to put Vicky in here. Got my speedy lineup, and Jocinda's faster than Ahmed. But the combination of Vicky and Stephanie is just, they're blazers. And I'm kind of hoping Thor Herring has a poor round against the Chuckers, because I personally would rather face the Chuckers. Even though I beat the Sneakers and fell to the Chuckers just because of my fear with Thor Herring. His sheer speed, his defense, his thing. Raphael Hendricks puts one up, and he gets the roll. It's back to a single digits affair now. A little bit concerned. I guess I could run some clock. Getting it up ahead. Vicky, are you tall enough? Under the hoop a little bit. Ahmed goes to the reverse side, and he lays it in using the back of the rim and goes off babbling. That's the intelligence I have in my team. Way to communicate. Ahmed goes up. He rises up. That's going to be short. I'm taking a little bit longer of shots in this game just because I'm a little bit concerned with things like that and the shot blocking along with Pablo Sanchez and Raphael Hendricks. Too many turnovers. Just going to say. Not going to be too critical of him, but we all know his turnover margin is not all that great. Vicky puts a long layup in. Gets the roll. 12-point lead for us again. A little bit more comfortable. Pablo Sanchez, we do not want to be taking a long three-pointer. Vicky gets a critical steal. She goes right back up, and she knocks it in. Pablo somehow gets up there. I guess they're pretty similar height. Gets a piece of it, but no less. We go into the final quarter of the game with a 14-point, pretty commanding lead. So I'm going to take out those two guys. I'm going to put Ahmed or Stretch back in. Go with the starting lineup once again. I didn't want to have Stephanie in at the same time as Vicky. That guy looks bored right there. Come on, get back in the game. Who are you rooting for? It's probably a Jammers fan. And I disagree. At least we don't have the opportunity for a 4-point play now. He knocks the first one in. Second one is up and down. And here comes the final of the three. Third one goes in as well, using the glass almost exclusively there. 66% of the time, and guess who's on my tail? Pablo Sanchez on Jocinda's tail. Not a chance there, and Jocinda rattles one home. 13-point deficit for the Jammers to face with only 2.5 minutes left in this game. Jocinda right back with another steal. Not enough legs on that shot. Vicky comes soaring in. Gets the steal. Runs the lane. Fills it. And gets the roll. So, big play. Changing the flow of the game there after we missed a wide open shot by Vicky. Somehow that ball bounces past Stretch. Pablo goes in for the sure thing, and instead of taking the long three, goes for the deuce. So Jocinda gets the inbound. Pablo steals it again. Jocinda steals it. Frustration foul by the 24-point man, Pablo Sanchez, right after a quick steal following his own turnover. Vicky Kawaguchi goes to the rack. Vicky takes a runner. Instead of getting close up And the speed, I believe, increases with the players as they go into the playoffs. Definitely in backyard, that was a 5-second apparently. Backyard baseball, if you go into, what's that place called? I forgot what the conference championship, the league championship field diamond is called, but obviously the players are faster in those games than they are in any other field or time in the game. So Jacinda's up with it, and that's not going to fall. Vicky knocks it away. A big play by her. Stretching with the second chance. Not happening. But we do have a pretty commanding lead now with about a minute 14 left in the game. Vicky back with it. A comedy of steals, a comedy of errors on both sides of the ball. Another one, even with the fast break opportunity, or quasi-fast break opportunity for Vicky. And that's an 11-point lead with 1 minute and 2 seconds left. I'm going to drain a little bit of this clock. And I'm going to bring in 2 subs to replace some of my heavy breathing forwards and center. Not the guy who I wanted to pass it into there. Ended up working out. Got it ahead to Stephanie, who cut in front of the main target. And Stephanie lays it in. I'm trying to get up to 47 points. And I love that balcony up there. I can't get enough of it. And 47-34 now. Not playing the greatest defensive game that I've had in a while. Stephanie's got 10 and 6. 6 and 6 is quite a bit in backyard basketball, considering the fast break, the number of fast breaks, and only 3 players on the court. And nothing there. Vicky tries to soar in and get a block in. That layup rolls off the side of the rim. Pablo gets his own miss back and lays it up, making an 11-point deficit again for his Jammers. Stephanie gets the steal right off of Pablo's hands. Once I get it past half court, pretty much ice the game now. Vicky gets the long pass by Stephanie Morgan. She lays it up, reverse layup. And this game's about salted away. We're going to go home with a 13-point victory, it looks like. And that one's up at the buzzer, bringing it to 10, and that one's off the side of the glass. It won't fall. And we go away from Memorial High School Gym with the first victory of the playoffs for ourselves, 49-36, 13-point victory for us in Game 1 of this series. So let's check about the playoffs now. The Sneakers got Game 1. I'm rooting for the Chuckers, even though I fell to them. You look at the regular season, I beat the Sneakers by 6 points. It was a pretty low-scoring game. But regardless, a big win for us. We're going to focus on our own team right now. Game 2 will again be at Memorial High School. And I'm going to see if I can check out the league leaders now. Okay, so I got another error. Apparently I won't be able to check them out ever.